billion more than current investment and will agree to purchase some $750 billion worth of energy. And again, this is just in our News Nation Urgent here that we also have online, as that the tariff across the board will be 15% on most goods, including automobiles. And he says that this is really going to help the United States automobile and also agriculture industries significantly, he says. The European Commission chief saying Trump was a tough negotiator. He said he was tough as nails, it sounded like, but they wanted to rebalance and enable trade on both sides. Now, the starting point, if you'll remember, was a deficit on the United States side and then a surplus on the European side. And Trump was saying we were getting ripped off. Trump says the next deals he is focusing on, he says he's got 3 or 4 countries in mind right now. He wouldn't name them specifically, but he underscored once again that the EU deal it was the biggest. All right, well, joining us now to talk more, I think, Representative John Rose. Do we have him? All right, we're still working to get that up. Here he is, like magic. Congressman from Tennessee, John Rose, great to see you. So what do you make of this breaking news this Sunday afternoon, the big trade deal with the EU?
Well, great to see you. Thanks for having me on the show today. And it is, I think, just another example that President Trump is the ultimate deal maker and peacemaker. It's his trademark, and it's exciting to see this progress as the president travels to Europe, opening markets for U.S. products and gaining further investment in the great growing American economy.
You know, initially, Europe was saying they wanted 10% going into this. Trump had said 20%. He threatened 20%. Then recently this month, he threatened 30% even. They landed on 15%. What kind of message do you think this is sending to other countries? Because Trump reaffirmed, while speaking to reporters here, he said, look, August 1st is the deadline, and it's time for other countries to get a deal.
Sure. I think it sends a strong message that the president means business and that other countries need to, get to the negotiating table and work out the best deals they can. We've had 80 years of unfair trade with our trading partners, friends and foe alike around the world. And the president recognized that, and I think has already made really outstanding progress in opening up markets. I'm a farmer, small business owner, and I know how important it is for us to have markets open to our products around the world.
So how do you think this is being received by other farmers right now who have no doubt been watching this pretty close?
Well, I had the opportunity last week to spend time with some of our great and biggest farmers in Tennessee, over in West Tennessee, and they're excited about seeing markets open. It's been tough times for American agriculture for the last 4 years. We've seen agricultural trade deficits develop for our country. The first time in my lifetime that's happened. And it happened because we had a president that wasn't working on opening markets up, was allowing our trading partners to take advantage of us. President Trump comes in and has made quick work of this, like he has in so many other areas. And I think ultimately it will be good times for agriculture as the president opens markets and gets the increasing prices under control. We've already seen that happening as well. And so these things will lead to better outcomes for our nation's farmers.
Yeah, and we'll see how the stock markets react as well. Let's shift gears, Congressman, if we can. President Trump, while meeting with the president of the European Commission today, spoke on Gaza. I want to play just a little bit of what he said.
Well, it's terrible. You know, when I see the children, and when I see, especially over the last couple of weeks, and people are stealing the food, they're stealing the money, for the food. They're stealing weapons. They're stealing everything. It's a mess. That whole place is a mess. The Gaza Strip, was given many years ago so that they could have peace. That didn't work out too well.
And look, it's been sensitive content, horrifying images that we've been seeing, a lot more than just hungry people with their bowls, hoping to get some soup. I mean, the images of these poor children that are absolutely skin and bone, and the blame game that's going on as to who is responsible for all of this. But do you agree with the president, and should European leaders be doing more to step in and help assist even more than they already are as well, and make sure that the aid gets into the hands of the people that need it?
Sure, I believe so. I believe peace-loving nations all around the world should be doing everything we can to encourage Hamas to release whatever remaining hostages there are, and also then work to to get toward peace, quit harassing your neighbor, Israel. That's the only democracy really in that region. And the people of Hamas, the Palestinians, they should, lay down their weapons and make peace with Israel and find a way to live and coexist there in a fashion that's good for those folks. And it is really sad to see the deprivation and the suffering that's going on there. And it's happening because of Hamas and their intent to try to destroy Israel. And it's time to move on toward peace.
Yeah, it's been time. News Nation spoke to a ranking member of the House Armed Services Committee earlier, Democratic Congressman Adam Smith, about Israel's tactical pause. They say they're going to do that temporarily. Here's what he had to say.
It's a smart move. It's not enough yet. And look, without question, the war continues in large part because Hamas will not release the hostages. And we can't forget the role that Hamas is playing in this. But Israel needs to do a lot more to bring humanitarian aid in. I think it is a mistake to have done it the way they've done it thus far. We've seen the results. It hasn't worked. I think we need to have cooperation between Israel, all the various different agencies, and get aid in now.
Right. What do you think the political future of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is?
Well, I think it remains strong because Netanyahu has responded strongly to the unprovoked attacks on his country. And we have to remember that the reason aid is not making its way to the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip is because Hamas is interfering with that. And so if they will work toward peace, then I think the people there can get the assistance they need. And so when we try to put assistance in there, when nations like the United States and other allies try to provide the assistance that the people there need, so often we see that aid intercepted and really turned to be used for evil intent. And so it's easy to say we should be doing more, that Israel should be doing more, but we also have to put that in the context of the unprovoked attacks on Israel that were really orchestrated by Hamas and of course, funded by the Iranians. And so I think the president has provided a strong response, and hopefully that will ultimately lead to peace.
Right. And then on the flip side, though, you've got some people accusing Netanyahu of prolonging the war to try to keep a stronghold on his own political power. That's the flip side. That's the other argument. Republican Congressman from Tennessee, John Rose, appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thanks for having me as a guest today.
Yeah, great to see you. 9 minutes after the hour. Following this developing story for you, a frightening moment at Denver International Airport after passengers on an American Airlines flight had to be evacuated over what the FAA is calling a possible landing gear incident. And that incident sparking a fire. Look at the smoke here. American Airlines releasing a statement now saying the aircraft experienced a maintenance issue prior to takeoff involving one of its tires and has been taken out of service for inspection. News Nation's Mills Hayes has been following this and brings us the latest from Chicago. Mills, what can you tell us?
Hi, Anna. Well, it was a scary scene that unfolded Saturday at Denver International Airport when an American Airlines flight aborted takeoff and burst into flames right there on the runway. The FAA is investigating what it calls a possible landing gear incident that forced an emergency evacuation with passengers scrambling down slides to escape the fire. Flight 3023 was bound for Miami with 173 passengers and 6 crew members aboard a Boeing 737 MAX 8. And during takeoff, a tire blew out. The resulting heat from the deceleration caused a brake fire underneath the aircraft. Flames and smoke could be seen coming from the left rear, prompting the